Hey, there you are. I've got June 5th, 2024, and I am back in the Boundary Waters. I'm going to try some new lakes again this year on this first trip. I'm currently at entry point 39 at Baker Lake. I'm staying at the Baker Lake Rustic Campground tonight. I'm just going to use a day use permit to test out my new used canoe I got from Sawbill Outfitters. So I'm going to see how that goes in the water today. Get it loaded and see how it balances and where I need to get things. Here I am. So I'm just going to stay on Baker Lake today. It's a small, shallow lake, and see how things go. Yeah, so Baker Lake's not very big. That's one end of it right there. The other end is over there. Water's flowing this way. There's rapids on both ends of it. I only had one little smallie follow a lure in. Other than that, it was really quiet. Haven't seen anybody around. There are 4 cars in the parking lot, but they must have been here before today. Just real quick, that's the entryway into the Rustic Baker Lake Campground. It's a restroom. Come up the road. Campsite 1, which is the one that I chose. Yes, it is thundering again. Sprinkling some on and off. There's some view down to the lake. My hammock set up for tonight. Tomorrow morning I'll enter it. Entry point 39 here at Baker Lake. Campsite number 2. At the top fallout tree there recently. Alright, so the storm's over. So we'll go over and check out other campsites. This is number 3. Number 4. There's actually a 5th one. It's down over the hill right there. but you don't come in the actual campground road. You turn before you get to the campground. It takes you down a road, and you're the only campsite down there. So that's the tour of this one. Well, I don't let the weather stop me very often, but I think I'm gonna today. I waited around this morning to even enter the BW, and then all it's done is rain. It's cold and it's windy. So I'm gonna take this first site here on Peterson Lake and call it good for today, I think. Well, the rain has let up, the cold and the wind has not, so I figured I better make the best of it. Make some dinner. Didn't even venture out to see if there was any dry wood or anything anywhere. Not worth it. Still in the rain gear. Yeah, I'll check back with you later. Well, this is the nicest it's been all day. Promising sign is there's a little bit of sunlight. Clear skies off to the west. I can deal with that. Hopefully that's what happens tomorrow. Some better weather. Never even really set up camp. Just kind of toss things. Nose drunk because it's so cold. Yuck. Spot back here to hang the hammock out of the wind as much as possible. So, pretty basic camp for tonight. Hopefully get out of here in the morning. Alright, that's probably it for tonight. See you tomorrow. Well, good morning from Peterson Lake. This is day 2, and the wind is still relentless today. Started blowing really hard again in the middle of the night. Appears to be the trend for today. At least there's no rain today. Yesterday was just miserable. It's still really cold. I actually have my rain gear still on to use as a windbreak because it's cold. Hopefully it dies down today. Yeah, I didn't record much today. There wasn't much to record. The last 2 hours have changed things dramatically from cloudy and windy to a very calm and beautiful night. This is actually the first time I had to worry about the bugs too. It's warmed up, so it's not as cold and there's no wind. So tonight is supposed to be one of the nights where there's the greatest chance of seeing the northern lights, the aurora borealis. So I went and collected some firewood today in my free time to actually kind of stay warm, and probably gonna go light a fire here in a little bit and stay up as long as I can tonight. Hopefully you'll get to see that. I don't know if you can see him on the water or not. There's a big mayfly hatch tonight. It's a wet one, but at least it's going. So it's cold enough again that the bugs have gone away. Should make for a nice night. Well, I made the move this morning. I'm up on Kelly Lake, just passing the 4 southern campsites. Much better weather today. Still a breeze, probably about 10 to 12 miles an hour. Mostly out of the west now, so it's a little more favorable. But yeah, see how things go today. Where I end up, I'll let you know. Well, there's no doubt that there's a moose here. Not too long ago. I'm here on Jack Lake, and hopefully I get to see Mr. Moose sometime. Just not up in my camp. Alright, so welcome to Jack Lake. This is my front porch for the next 4 or 5 days, or however long. Alright, let's go check out camp. Here's my bug net for evening times or whenever it gets buggy and I just want to hang out. Little tent pad here, tiny. My hammock set up. Another tent pad here. And this is my back porch. It's a pretty big site. It's kind of divided up into sections. Kitchen area. Trains a ways back that way. Okay, here's the part some people don't like, is that it's up on a hill. Landing's not too bad. Not great, but not bad. This is where I saw the moose tracks when I landed. So, I saw 2 canoes leaving Peterson Lake this morning, and since that I have not seen anybody. There's nobody here on this lake, the other campsite. So I think it's just me. So it'll be nice and quiet. Check back later. And of course, why not rain? It rains almost every day. It's crazy. Down to fish for a little bit. We got turtles in camp. Oh, I think it's getting ready to storm again. So, back to shelter. Looks like the bug tent's about ready to take lift off. It's anchored to trees, so it must have just pulled tent pegs out. I thought it was supposed to clear up today. Obviously not. Well, along with the tracks on the ground when I got here. And some older poop. Not like it was today or anything. I don't know if you can see them or not, but there's two swans just coming onto the lake. That'd be a nice addition. So I got the bug back up, stake down. So settled in for a good night. Winds have died down, not much of a sunset. Bugs are out, but that's to be expected. Seen a couple beaver, seen 2 eagles, of course the moose tracks, moose scat. But tried to do a little fishing from shore. Had a couple of little hits. I'm not sure what else even in this lake, but I'll find out hopefully some more tomorrow. Alright, that's it for tonight. Oh, I forgot to mention, there is a pair of loons here. Seems like every time they start to call, they pull the camera out and they stop. But I'm sure I'll capture them soon enough. Alright, that's all for now. Unless something else comes up. Oh, here we are, Sunday morning, June 9th. Another wet, cold, and windy morning. It's been par for the course on this trip though. So, I guess we'll see how today plays out. Check in with you later. Yeah, a little bit of a new development. There's sunshine. Well, those clouds just passed south of here. U-shaped pattern behind them usually is a good indication of better weather. And it's looking north. So there's been a lot more sunshine now than there has been in a few days anyways. If we can get the winds to die down and temps to stabilize, that would be great. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, it did eventually die down. The winds are calm. Although it's cold enough, the bugs aren't even out. So, I'll leave that until tomorrow morning. And we'll see what happens from there. Good night. Finally have a nice day on hand. It's Monday, June 10th, about 12:30. I'm on the north end of Jack Lake. Paddled up to the portage going into Weird Lake. And ran into a fellow there. Also solo. And he's a math teacher. Yeah, he asked what I did, and I said, I'm also a teacher. He goes, we must have the same mindset. I said, yeah, I think so. As soon as school gets out, head for the isolation. He's like, yep. So, seemed like a pretty nice guy. I'm almost back down to the main body of Jack Lake now. It's really moosey looking in here, but I have not seen one yet. Hopefully soon. 3 turtles in camp. I'm busy digging holes. Swans just moved in. See if we can see them off the back porch. Oh yeah, they're back in that bay by the beaver hut. Loons are still around. I did see a river or an otter earlier. Saw an eagle earlier. Yeah, now the swans are back. Still the only person here on this lake. There was 2 groups that paddled through earlier. One was a guy I talked to on a portage to Weird Lake. And then there was a group of 3 in one canoe that was leaving, passing through at like 6 o'clock this evening. So, yeah, check in with you later. Here we are Monday evening, June 10th, north end of Jack Lake. The weather definitely broke today. It was nicer and warmer and sunnier, so that's a plus. However, the strong cold front from the last 3-4 days has pretty much shut off the fishing, so hopefully that will pick up sometime soon, like tomorrow. But time will tell. Check in with you in the morning. It's almost 6 o'clock Tuesday morning. It's pretty chilly out. I think it's about 37. pretty out. Hey, Tuesday, June 11th. It's 11:30. It's rained on and off a couple of times today. Really cold this morning. It was 37. It's up to 50 now. So I'm gonna shelter for a little bit and just make some lunch. This has been a common occurrence this week. Rain here, rain there. Not hard, but often. Now it sounds like that flock geese kept moving on. So this bug out shelter does really good at keeping out the rain, as long as you're sitting underneath of it. Down there you can see where all the rain splashed up the pine needles and whatnot. We did have a river of water running through here. Significant enough where it could wash out like that grass over there, make it lay down. But, yeah, it is what it is. A little update since last night. It's almost 24 hours ago. I was sitting here getting ready to go to bed. I heard pitter patter feet. I thought, I wonder if it's down there. I heard it come up this way. I got that little rock right there. I was like, oh. Stopped, looked at me. I'm looking at it. And it took off. I thought, man, it was really big to be a pine marten. So, it goes away. I go to bed. Get up this morning. Bass I had caught last night for trying to hold over for dinner today or lunch today, and it was gone. So, day goes on, a couple rainstorms, a lot of wind. And this group finally pulls up around 2 o'clock. There's like 7 of them, 3 canoes. I'm like, oh, we want your site. I'm like, oh, well, I'm here. I said, the next one above me, north of here, back in this bay, is open. I'm like, oh, all right, well, we've heard about that one. When are you leaving? I said, I plan on leaving tomorrow morning. All right, well, let us know when you're leaving. I said, oh, okay. It's going to be early. That's all right, let us know. Okay. So they take off and they go around the bay. And I make some lunch. I'm sitting there and rain starts again. So I'm eating. Rain starts to let up and I'm like, start to get things cleaned up, and I hear, park rangers, can we come aboard? I'm like, wind's blowing. I'm looking around, like, are they here? So I was like, who's here? They're like, park employees. Can we come up shore? So I start down the path to the canoe. I was like, yeah, you guys can come up. Like, let me help you land. So I grab hold of the canoe and help them get ashore. And there's a probably 50-some-year-old guy, probably a early 30-year-old guy. I can't remember their names to save my life for me right now. I think one of them was Will. But I had to come up and brought a shovel and cleaned out the fire pit and went up and checked out the latrine. But checked my park pass, my fishing license, and we had a little chat about like the animal sighting I had seen. And the older guy was like, man, he's like, I haven't seen anything like that in quite a while. I think by the sounds of it, you did. You saw a fisher. And I said, well, I think so too. He's like, well, consider yourself lucky because I haven't seen one in like 30 years. They are still here. So it was pretty cool. Alright, so I'm hoping to get out of here tomorrow morning. Let's see what happens. There's 2 otters down here playing around. Yeah, 3 of them. Obviously not real happy that I'm here. I'm leaving. Alright, 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, June 12th. Leaving the campsite at Jack Lake. So, I'll probably let you know when I get to the end. Well, I'm back to entry point 39, Baker Lake. Met up with 2 rangers that I saw last evening that checked my permit and my license and stuff. And they were leaving this morning also. Said they were getting evacuated. I guess this afternoon, this evening, and tomorrow. They're supposed to see a lot of high winds, large hail, possible tornadoes, thunderstorms. So it's rained the entire way out. I'm completely soaked. I didn't bother put my rain gear on. I'm gonna go put on some nice warm clothes now. But, all right. Okay. See you at BWCA till July.